This is Terrence Banks coming to you from Information Age Financial Solutions, talking about the debt ceiling again. And I'm reading over an article, the Economics Collapse blog. I encourage you to take a look at his website. It's a great one to look at. One article that came in particular, the debt crisis of 2017. Once their vacation ends, Congress will have 4 days to avoid a government shutdown on April 29th. This is by Michael Snyder. The reason I'm revisiting it again because it was just a couple of things that I read from the article that really, struck my attention. And of course, I want to bring it out to most people because they might not be aware of the Economics Collapse blog. Michael Snyder actually does a good job of just kind of forecasting a lot of different things. Although I more tend to the tendency to see more of a gloom and doom aspect, there's still some vital information. I just wanted to kind of point that out again. The U.S. government is poised to shut down at day 100 of Donald Trump's presidency unless Congress can pass a new spending bill or continuing resolution before the current one expires on April 28th. And that's definitely something to think about, since the last one, the last government shutdown date that I was talking about in the last video kind of expired in that process. This one really brings to my attention again, will that possibility come again during April 28th or actually April 29th? Since Congress is currently on a 2-week recess, there will be a sense of urgency to get new bill passed once they reconvene on April 25th. Leaders in both chambers would have 4 days to craft a new proposal that each side can agree on and get it on the president's desk for Trump to sign. Now that's something worth repeating again. Leaders in both chambers will have 4 days to craft a new proposal that each side can agree on and get it on the president's desk for Trump to sign. There has been no agreement in these days with Congress in a long time. They couldn't even agree on revamping the Obama healthcare bill. So I'm curious to see if that's even if they can actually do that. That's why I'm bringing back and revisiting that government shutdown time frame. So the Democrats have leverage as they plan to use it to the maximum. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is already promising to block any spending bill that includes funds for a border wall that defunds Planned Parenthood. So this is just, giving more information and more of a threat to see if they're actually going to come to some agreement and avoid this government shutdown. The threat from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and other Democratic leaders sets up a climatic first showdown with the president, particularly with their inclusion of Trump's signature border wall proposal. If Republicans insist on inserting poison pill riders such as defunding Planned Parenthood, building a border wall, or starting a deportation force, they will be shutting down the government and delivering a severe blow to our economy, Schumer said in a statement. Now, this could just be blowing smoke, and I'm just kind of reading this quickly and jumbling it up at the same time, but I encourage you to take a look at this, the Economic Collapse blog, the debt crisis of 2017, this article by Michael Snyder. One more thing before I kind of end this one, and again, curious to see is some of the statistics that he provided inside the article itself. Meanwhile, we continue to get even more signs that a substantial slowdown has begun for the U.S. economy. Last week, we learned that only 98,000 jobs were added in March, and that was only about half of what most analysts were expecting. And since it takes approximately 150,000 jobs a month just to keep up with population growth, that means that we're on losing ground. It's important to note there, and we've been still poised to see that, and everything has gone better. We're on a better footing, but that number right there is striking. And this is under, the new administration, which is typically, every new administration is going to try to do something different and plan and try to convince the individuals that this time will be better. So look at all this other statistic that was worth mentioning. Commercial bankruptcies filings from corporations to sole proprietorships spiked 28% in March from February, the largest month-to-month move in the data series of the American Bankruptcy Institute going back to 2012. Corporations are having some issues, and that's another sign that we're headed for a financial change, or a correction at least. In December, bankruptcy filings rose from 4.5% from a year earlier. In January, they rose 5.4%. It was the first time consumer bankruptcies rose this far since 2010. This could be, as Michael Snyder says, a red flag that'd be highlighted only afterwards as a turning point. And these bankruptcies, again, That's a very sure sign that we're headed to a recession or we're actually in one. He did another one on the $1 trillion mark for talking about the U.S. auto industry. No matter where you cut it, it's still going to be something to see April 29th, and you should mark that day. Will that be a government shutdown? And that was the basis of what I'm repeating here again. They only will have 4 days to avoid a government shutdown on April 29th. So mark in your calendars, see if April 29th may be the day that we actually see the government shutdown. And I won't be surprised if it doesn't happen, but I'm just, again, curious to see how they're going to continually propel us in going forward with this massive amount of debt and the crisis that we are facing. So if this has been any help to you, this is Terrence Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions. Be on the lookout for April 29th of a government shutdown, and I'll get at you in my next video. Out.